Daytona DMAX is back in town. We're at the Clay Pigeon Raceway where Jenson Button started his motorsport career, and it's time for the heavy enduro. It's going to be a really tight battle between second to fifth, but there's one man on top. However, starting off with Anthony Jordan, chatting to our man in third position, Rob Bennett.
Indeed, Rob Bennett, second in the championship so far. You've got Richard Allen on pole, you in third. How are we feeling?
Yeah, good. It was, yeah, I was driving quite cleanly. I got a bit held up towards the end of the session. I think I might have been able to go a little bit quicker, but yeah, certainly not half a second. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if I can work out what Richard is doing to be that quick.
Is it your first time here at Clay, or have you been here before?
No, I've raced here in 2014 and 2015.
Okay, so familiar with the track then. So
it's changed a little bit since then. They've resurfaced bits of it, and there's new curbs, but fundamentally it's the same thing.
No, excellent stuff. Well, again, still very quick time, and best of luck in the race. We'll be watching.
Well, right at the very end of that qualifying session, the very last time lap that came through was Alex Pritchard, who was running in about third or fourth place up until that point, but he managed to find an extra 10th, and that could make all the difference come the race.
Yeah, I felt really good on track. The car was coming to me every single lap. It was getting quicker and quicker and quicker. So I was in clean air and just making the most of it, not making any mistakes, smooth, and just keeping on top of it as much as I could.
But there's still... Oh, hello, Jim Graham, trying to invade the television programme. Where's my bacon sandwich? Anyway, there's 0.4 of a second still to find to Richard Allen, who really seems to have a good pace around here. So where's that going to come in the race?
When he crashes.
Oh, good. As long as we know.
Yeah, done that before, so thanks, Richard. Look forward to it in the race, mate.
Thanks very much. That's Alex Pritchard in second.
And I'm here with pole position man Richard Rocket Allen. Where did that time come from?
But honestly, I just love the track. The track's wicked. It suits my driving style. Even yesterday in the first test session, I went out within the first 10 minutes. I thought, I love this track already. I love it. So yeah.
Is it? So you've been here before? Is it? It's first time and you've pulled that.
First time here, yeah. Lots. I just love the track. Track's wicked.
Your battling position with Rob Bennett. I mean, you've got quite a bit of a gap from him. He's starting in third. How are we feeling? Do you think he's going to catch up?
I just want to get away, to be honest with you. The first 3 laps are double important to get away and not get held up between second and third, because, as you know, there can be a little bit of contact out there from previous races, so just got to get away and get my head down.
Nah, excellent stuff. Best of luck for the race. Thank you.
Well, 4 wins out of 7 so far this year. A 5th one could be there today, especially considering how tough it's been from qualifying, but that's his 5th pole position of the year. He's looking for win on the road number 4, so this could be a very interesting battle, but there's so many drivers behind who could take it from him.
No, definitely. I say it's just going to be a close race, but that time, I hope it's not going to be a one-horse race. I want a good race today.
So it's up to the likes of Pritchard and Bennett to take it to the man on pole. So let's get the racing underway for the Daytona DMAX Championships. Round 8 here at Clay Pigeon in the DMAX Heavy Enduro. Richard Allen and Alex Pritchard on the front row of the grid from Rob Bennett and Dean Walker. Tarek Almou and Darren Holliday on the third row of the grid from Richard Newton and Lee Whitney. Anthony Unit and Vince Cogsell are in the top 10 from Peter Hayes and Steve Lindley. Darren Hughes and Gary Martin share an all super heavy row 7. Blaise Sienko and Damian Holmes, Mark Ford and Robert Pritchard, and Andy Rochelle and Paul Pritchard. So there's going to be some very interesting making up of progress through the field here. Robert Pritchard in 18th on the grid, Blaise Sienko down in 15th. Neither of them got a very good handle of their karts in qualifying. Lee Whitney is in 8th position. I do get the sense he can make a bit of progress from there. He's usually towards the sharp end. The big problem everybody's got, though, is that Richard Allen found 0.4 of a second more than everybody else on his debut at this circuit, but he just loves it, so he feels comfortable. So let's see how we go off the start. It's going to be Richard Allen on the pole position. Alongside him to the right-hand side is Alex Pritchard, looking for his 2nd win of the season. Rob Bennett looking for his 1st win of the season. He's been very consistent, but not on the top spot. Here we go. Through to that first corner and the race begins. Rob Bennett trying to get up the inside of Alex Pritchard. Pritchard trying to hold it round the outside, but he drops to 3rd position. It's a much cleaner start for the heavies than we saw for the inters as everybody jostles in as Almou gets up into 4th position there. A nice bit of overtaking as he gets past Dean Walker. So Walker slips back down the order. A few karts running a little bit slower than the rest as they jostle for position. But up in front, it is Richard Allen from Rob Bennett and Alex Pritchard in 3rd. Tarek Almou now 4th. From, I think that is Dean Walker, who's made his way through. So a very good start to the race for Richard Allen. Can Rob Bennett keep up with him? They've managed to pull out a bit of a gap on Anthony Unit, but Whitney's going to have the 21 of Richard Newton up the inside, and Newton takes the place. Nice bit of driving there from Newton, the super heavy getting through, and now it looks like his rival, Darren Holliday, is going to make the move past Whitney as well. He gets the move done there before they get to the apex for the first mark of the chicane. So very nicely done. Meanwhile, Alex Pritchard is falling a little way off the back of Bennett and actually struggling to keep Tarek Almou behind him. So Pritchard hanging on to third position for the moment. Third position, Pritchard, Almou and Walker. Those three.
Almou to the inside.
Almou coming around all the way back, and he's spun. And there's nothing that Walker could do but go into him and round the outside. Getting past both of them is going to be Darren Holliday. He gets past them both, and I'm afraid to say that it looked to me there as though Tarek Almou was going for a gap that really wasn't wide enough for two.
I was watching it. It was a very ambitious move, I do have to say, Jake. He goes in. It's just, we'll watch a replay of it now, but he goes into the corner. He just gets squeezed, and then, yeah, he just gets over the curve and he can't find it.
And the thing is, once you get over the curbs at that point in cold conditions, in cold tyres, the kart is going to swap ends. He was actually quite fortunate that Walker was close enough to nudge his kart back the right way, because otherwise that would have been a full 360 and that would have been him into the barriers, no doubt. Diving up the inside for the move. That is a good lunge from Vince Cogswell. Vince Cogswell goes through and takes the place away from Dean Walker. Those two still battling away for position. They've had a bit of a jostle for the place a couple of times as Richard Allen pumps in another 40.401 that time. That is only 2/10 off what he did in quali. But the man who's really lost out as a result of all of this is Almou makes the move. Almou makes the move and gets back into fourth place. The man who's really lost out as a result of all of this is poor Dean Walker, completely blameless in the incident, just a victim of it, unfortunately. He's now down at the back of this queue, trying to get back on terms with Vince Cogswell.
Yeah, really unfortunate for Dean Walker. As I said, we were watching him down. He was having a great battle with those three. And, of course, just an ambitious move from Tarek. And, of course, Dean Walker took the brunt of that, unfortunately. That's
happened a few times over the course of the year, but let's not forget that Walker has the ability to win races. He won last time out at Wilton Mill, so he needs to continue to focus his attentions on the manoeuvres around him. His pace has definitely re-emerged. As up the inside, another big move from Dean Walker as he goes into the final turn and takes the place away from Richard Newton. Good driving.
Cogs will come back at him, though. They're side by side across the line, but Cogswell thinks the better of it. So really impressive drive, recovery drive from Dean Walker there.
Yeah, Walker got through, and that allowed the door to remain open so that Vince Cogswell could get past Newton. Now that's allowing Newton to fall into the clutches of the Eddie Irvine tribute band. That is, of course, Anthony Unit. They're wearing Jaguar overalls and the very distinctive Eddie Irvine helmet design that he ran in the last 3 years of his Formula One career. From a distance, you would think that is Eddie Irvine. It's not. It's Anthony Unit, who is a big Jaguar lover. Yeah, really good battle behind the Unit and Lindley brigade. We've got the likes of Holmes, Hayes, Martin and Sienko having a terrific tussle for 12th position. This is just about the hottest battle on track at the moment as things have started to settle out amongst the top 10. But these guys are having a majestic squabble. It looks to me as though Gary Martin is going to get a run here down the main straight. Can he hold it round the outside? No, because Peter Hayes tucks back across and allows that position to maintain. And it looks to me as though we have got spots of rain. The Met Office were lying.
I can see rain on the commentary box. This is going to get interesting. In the meantime, Dean Walker is a man on a mission. He has closed back up onto the back of Darren Holliday, and he's got Tarek Almou in his sights.
It's only spots of rain, but spots of rain it is. And
psychological rain.
Absolutely. The term that really starts to get drivers a little bit crossed up. Here comes Unit. Is this going to be a move worthy of Eddie Irvine? Totally. Very nicely done there through into the hairpin. And as they come up to the horseshoe, Anthony Unit has made light work of him.
So we go back to it, and there is the move. Dean Walker on the inside into the hairpin. Has he run wide? He has, and Tarek's got it back. So these two really battling it out now as they come around the horseshoe.
And Tarek Almou is not going to want to let a cheap overtaking move slide. So here comes another chance from Walker. Up to the final turn. He'll want to make it very, very quickly to get through. Both of these guys very well aware of how far away the top three have gone. Almou ducking down in the seat to try and get a little bit more momentum. Walker trying to tuck back in. This is a very different race situation for Walker compared to a month ago when he was winning and then took the victory at Wilton Mill. So now he will want to push very hard. He dominated last time out. Pole position, fastest lap and the win.
Again.
Now he goes up the inside into the hairpin, but again he runs wide at exactly the same place. Now he's going to make the dive into the horseshoe.
Oh, that was ambitious, but he luckily got away with it.
Yeah, he very nearly pulled off the Tarek Almou signature move, didn't he?
Did.
And unfortunately, he had to back out of that one, and that has put the man in 6th position, Darren Holliday, back on their heels now. Holliday's going to make a move on Walker. He's got a much better run out of the final turn. Dean Walker hangs onto it through turn 1. Very, very easy to let the move slide. And as quickly as those raindrops appeared, they have gone again.
Gone, yeah.
They're keeping us guessing this weather forecast. Almou's getting frustrated, and that's why. Dean Walker is nearly alongside him as they come up to the braking zone for the hairpin. Can he get the switch back and cut back through on the inside? Not if Tariq Almou's got anything to say about it. Goodness me. Tariq Almou, fist in the air, shaking at the back marker who held him up. But it's not really going to do him the power of good as he tries to battle away for position. Here he goes, though. Big opportunity up the inside, and again Almou squeezes him. This is counterproductive, guys. You're never going to catch Alex Pritchard unless you settle this difference now. Almou is determined to be at the front of this queue. It really doesn't make much of a difference. If Walker gets past him and he slots in behind, they can still go through the field together, and Walker has already sensed that. It doesn't matter who's at the front, that they've got to keep pushing. And the problem at the moment is that Almou is being too defensive. Back onto the circuit after a pit stop comes the 20 of Paul Crucy. So something has happened there, and now side by side, Walker's got a chance.
There it is.
And the back marker coming out of the pits helped him, but Walker drifts wide. Almou comes back through to the inside. As the rain begins again to spit on the circuit, Almou is back through on Walker. Walker is getting so enraged here, sat behind Pritchard. Look, we're catching Pritchard if you just work with me.
Darren Holliday looking for a move as well, and Pritchard just behind, trying to find a way on Darren Holliday.
Oh, the grass! Goodness me, this is tight.
Steady, lad, steady.
I thought this was going to be a boring race. No chance. Walker up the inside. Almou shuts the door firmly in his face, and now both Holliday and Cox will have a run on Walker. Walker's going to be absolutely spitting feathers.
Walker went up the curb at the last corner there, and that's allowed Darren Holliday to go on the inside.
Oh, good defence from Walker. Round the outside, hanging on to it. Any other driver might have lost 2 places in that manoeuvre. Not Dean Walker. He held on to it, and now he's going to attack Almou again. But guys, this is silly. Pritchard is 4 seconds up the road only, and he's just taken 7/10 of a second more ahead of these guys. You've got to stop fighting. You've got to work together if you want 3rd place. Otherwise, Pritchard's just going to run away and hide. Surely he's going to get this one finished off. Yes, he does. Brilliant bit of driving from Walker. He sorted him out very nicely indeed there. That was off the exit of the final corner. Almou trying to come by. He slides wide of the chicane. Holliday's going to get boxed in, and this is a chance for Cogswell to come through. Watch for Vince. He decides to back down out of it, but look at the difference. Almou is absolutely falling off the back of Walker, who is just leaving him for dust.
So another position for Blaise Sienko. He's just put himself up into 10th position, so very well done to him.
Yeah, he's made the move on Lindley. That's impressive.
And the battle's still going on into the horseshoe.
Well, that's very impressive because Sienko was a good 2 or 3 seconds off the pace of him a little while ago, so he's managed to get through. I don't think Lindley realised he was there, so now Lindley is trying to come back at Sienko, but Sienko has been fighting back valiantly in this race, so I think there's a good chance that we're going to see Lindley try and make an attempt to come back through. They dive up towards turn 2. Behind them it is Hayes, Martin and Holmes, and they are all still fairly close together, while Andy Rochelle is actually closing up on these 5-2. So this battle for 10th position still going very strongly indeed, and I'm not entirely sure Sienko is secure in that 10th position. He's certainly in front for the moment, but it is causing a little bit of a difficulty because Lindley is still tight in behind. Hayes, Martin, Holmes, and then Rochelle.
Yeah.
Rochelle's getting closer and closer to that little gaggle all the time as well.
You can see it there, Blaise. It does look like he is holding up this pack. You say he's gained a bit of time, but as we said earlier, he was quite off the pace earlier, and he may still be. So we've got Lindley all over the back of him.
I'll tell you what, Lindley is trying the move of the race. If he gets that one done, not quite, but I'll tell you what, he was definitely thinking about it. Sienko just carried the speed round the outside to make sure it didn't happen, as Unit makes the move up the inside further back. Unit gets the move there on Richard Newton, but doesn't get it stuck. Newton defends back. Unit going into the last corner, tries again, and he can't get the move stuck. So great battling between these two as they tussle over 8th place. The next car on the circuit is Richard Allen leading the race. Was up the inside. Sienko tries to lap him. You're being lapped, mate. Get out of the way. And that's a result. Rochelle has got past Damien Holmes as a result of that little tight-in manoeuvre. And I think they've swapped positions again, actually. So a nice little tussle between those guys. But these 6 are now being held up by a rejuvenated Paul Crucy, and they need to get through. Blue flags should be waving. So Paul Crucy in the 20 needs to get out of the way. But look, what it's done is it's jostled up the pack. Lindley's now got a chance to go for Sienko. Sienko has to defend. Lindley has gone wide. As a result, up the inside comes the 17 of Peter Hayes. He gets held up, and who goes through? But Lindley manages to hold on to it. Hayes is next, and it's a big tussle as they all start to squabble away for position. And at the back of that queue, that's Lee Whitney.
I was saying,
Lee Whitney, who is a lap down, is going to catch and pass them.
Yeah.
He's going for it.
Well, there's nothing in the rules saying he can't unlap himself. So, yeah, Lee Whitney unlapping himself there from one of the other drivers.
Well, yeah, he's about half a second to 0.6 of a second quicker than any of the guys in this gaggle.
Cruchy's got to remember, he may be on the pace, but he is a backmarker. He needs to move out the way and let these guys pass. If they're trying to get past, he needs to move over. And there it is. He's managed to let Sienko pass now into the horseshoe.
Well, did you notice how there was a little bit of a rub as they came off the turn? I wonder, was that Sienko just reminding Paul, hey, come on, mate, you are the back marker. You know I've been behind you for about 3 billion years. Come on, mate, move over.
And a bit more contact between
now he's letting them through.
Yeah.
So there you go. Now he's letting them go. He put his arm in the air and said, okay, guys, come through, come through. He opens the door for one, but not for the rest of them. Paul, there's about 12 of them behind you, mate. You've got to let these guys go.
Oh.
And he's tagged into a spin. Well, I think he thought, well, he puts his hand in the air as if to say, what was that for? But, mate, there was more than 1 or 2 cars behind you. There was a whole gaggle of them.
Tarek's back in front of Dean Walker.
Tarek is back in front of Dean Walker. What's happened there? Walker's had an incident somewhere, and Tarek Almou is back in front. This is like Groundhog Day 2. I've got to do it all over again, have I? This is ridiculous. I know how wide this guy makes his car as well. I think I'm going to have to bring some boxing gloves to the next round of the championship, says Dean Walker. It's like, come on, this guy is absolutely ruining my afternoon.
No, I'm not sure where or how that happened, but Dean Walker clearly frustrated. He's looking to the outside round here, back to the inside for turn 1, sticks behind. But Darren Holliday is still one of the super heavies, and he's on this pack.
Yeah, really good work this from Darren Holliday in what has been a really strong season for the leader of the super heavies. He's been a very strong contender for the overall races several times. Oh! A little bit of a shove, a push and a shove, Almou and Walker, and past them both is Holliday. Holliday's got past them both.
Well done, Darren Holliday. 2 positions in 1 corner.
This is what happens when you just put so much priority on keeping the man behind you. Almou and Walker are 4th and 5th in the championship. Almou is 41 points clear of Walker, but they're so busy focusing on each other that they've just let the place go to Darren Holliday, and Holliday's scampering off. Bye, guys. Sort it out amongst yourselves. Holliday goes a bit wide. Almou's going to make the move.
There we go.
Up the inside. That was nicely done, to be fair, from Tarek Almou. That's very much getting back a bit of credence on his reputation. That was a very nice move from Almou.
Oh, Darren Holliday, a bit of a nudge there from Tarek as they go around the final corner.
This is in danger of getting personal between these guys.
Here we go, into T1.
Watch Walker. He's now right on the back of Holliday, so that gap has disappeared. But he saw how easy Almou got through and went, now that was not what I expected. I thought he would make a bit more of a meal of that. But now he's got past and he's getting away. So Walker's got to do the same thing.
Yeah, we're back to kind of square one at the beginning of the race now, aren't we? So we've got to do it all over again.
Yep, it is exactly how it used to be. And Walker's now got to make his way back past Holliday. Cogswell is just sat behind all 3 of them watching it happen. Meanwhile, a nice little storm of carts battling away for position as round the outside. That was a nice little manoeuvre from Damien Holmes to go side by side with Steve Lindley and then tuck back across him. So a very good bit of driving there from Damien Holmes, side by side with Lindley, dived up the inside, got the place. Meanwhile, Walker has got back through on the inside of Holliday and is trying to push him into the gaggle of Cogswell. So now Almou's got a bit of a gap. My guess, though, is that that gap is going to remain for all of about 4 corners before Walker and Holliday are right back on him. Darren Holliday going for the move. Here he goes up the inside of Walker. Too long, mate. You're taking too long to get onto the back of Almou. I'm fast. I'm going to go for it again. And all of a sudden, Walker is not looking as strong as Darren Holliday. It's almost as if Walker's bottle has gone.
It does, doesn't it?
As Alex Pritchard is coming up to lap them both. Sienko's at the front of that queue. This could be awkward for Pritchard, but well done from Sienko. Sienko backed off the power, and they all let him go. And look, 2 hands in the air from Pritchard. Thank you, mate. That was brilliant. And that has basically gift-wrapped an opportunity to go and get 3rd position, and Pritchard knows it. He's jubilant about that.
That is amazing driving from those drivers there. And I mean, Tarek is right on the back of this now as well. Hands are going up as Darren Holliday and Dean Walker tried to get through as well. Bit of jostling for position, but of course blue flags are out there. You can see them waving again as they're coming across the start-finish line now.
Well, Alex Pritchard is elated, 2 arms in the air as he went past them all, saying, "Brilliant, thanks, mate."
Well, I was surprised. What happened there? It was like, had loads of karts and then none.
But Almou is still coming through that traffic pretty quickly, as of course are Holliday and Walker, so it's not done yet for Pritchard. He knows that this is obviously going to be a very tough fight in front of him, but he was given a bit of an extra helping hand. Walker's trying to come round the back marker at the same time. Yellow flags. Yellow flags.
It's Sienko. Sienko was in the wall there.
Yeah, Blaise Sienko making the mistake, unfortunately, and dropping to the back of the queue. What a shame for Blaise Sienko. Shakes his head. Well, unfortunately, I don't know whether it's him to blame, driver error, or whether that was circumstance of being in the gaggle, but the result is still the same, and Blaise Sienko is now down to 16th place, 15th place.
The gap is now less than a second between Tarek and Alex Pritchard for 3rd place. Here comes Tarek down the inside.
Oh, and Pritchard tries to get him straight back on the exit. They're going to be side by side. Almou's going to squeeze to the grass. This is so tight, but Almou is through. Oh, I was going to say they're the top 5 drivers in the race. They're the top 5 drivers in the championship, but not now. Almou's got past Pritchard. There we go again. Alex Pritchard trying again through to turn 2. Almou drifts wide. Here comes Pritchard's chance at the inside. He's going to pounce. He goes for it in the chicane. Good work from Pritchard.
Very good move from Alex there. Really taking the opportunity to see Tarek's weakness through that corner and took full advantage of it.
So now can Tarek Almou retaliate, especially with Dean Walker suddenly looking a lot more fast behind him. He's certainly gained more speed and more pace, so he's getting stronger. So Alex Pritchard hanging on to 3rd in front of Tarek Almou. Almou probably thought, well, I've got all the work done there on Pritchard. Just drifted a little wide through 2, and that was enough to get that gap down. But Pritchard and Almou now start the battle in earnest once again. Here comes Almou in a turn 2. Dives for the inside. Pritchard is not letting him go. Pritchard is still there round the outside. Almou finishes the job in the chicane, then drifts wide. Pritchard could get another go at him into the hairpin. This is a fantastic squabble between these two as Pritchard tries to tuck up to the outside of Almou. Almou could drift wide here. Pritchard might get a move back, but what that's actually done is it's put Pritchard back into the clutches of Walker. He's in the top 6 overall, and he can beat some of the main contenders overall in the championship. Why on earth not? His closest challenger is 3 places back, Richard Newton, and he looks as though he's got that job done pretty much. So why on earth wouldn't you? He dives at the inside of Walker, and that's yet another bit of pride he's bought. That is Holmes, Lindley and Martin, and if I'm right, that is Richard Allen about to lap them for the 2nd time. That is absolutely unbelievable. These are the guys battling for 10th position. Holmes, Lindley and Martin, and he's going to lap them for the 2nd time. That's how quick Richard Allen is today.
Unbelievable.
I've never seen that before. I've never seen the top 10 be lapped twice. That is unbelievable. Pritchard's in trouble. Pritchard's got Holliday to the inside. Round the outside, Walker's made the move to 5th position round the outside of Holliday. Holliday gets back to the inside of the chicane. That was sensational dueling between those two. Now he's going to come back again at the inside Walker to get Holliday, and he's back in a 5th position. I tell you what, Dean Walker wins the award for bravery.
I'd say that was incredible kart control as they were going round the outside. Fantastic stuff.
Well, Almou's made light work of Lee Whitney. He's clearly not going to impede a driver today. Whitney will obviously see the drivers around him and let them go. So Tarek Almou is suddenly looking secure in 3rd position. Pritchard has got back into Walker and Holliday, and Tarek Almou, I've got to eat my words. He's actually proven that staying in front was the right call.
Yeah, no, definitely. I thought it was totally the wrong call, so he's proved us both wrong. And I, don't know what to say to that.
Oh, contact! Contact, Walker and Pritchard! Walker lost his braking into the inside of Pritchard, and they've tagged each other. Walker hit the brakes, trying not to hit Pritchard. They locked up and they tagged, and both of them in the barriers, and that gives 4th position to Holliday. Disaster for Pritchard and Walker. It's ruined both of their races. Walker slammed on the brakes when he realised there was not going to be enough room for the two of them to get by, but he's tagged Pritchard in the attempt, and they are now both off the road, both a lap down from Richard Allen.
Well, I say, it's so unfortunate for Dean Walker. He's had such a good race, and just to have 2 incidents in one race.
Well, we've got Pritchard's onboard camera, so Pritchard, he's suddenly going to feel, bang, what the hell happened? As up the inside, Walker tried to make the move and clearly suddenly realised it wasn't going to happen, slammed on the brakes, but it's too late for Pritchard and it's too late for Walker. They're both now down and out. Pritchard down to 6th, Walker down to 7th. Cogswell's been lapped by Allen. Richard Allen has now lapped everybody up to Darren Holliday in 4th position. And guess who's next? Darren Holliday. Unbelievable. Absolutely astonishing pace. The winner of the overall race has just lapped the leading super heavy. Absolutely amazing, as Richard Allen is going to come through. I think the checkered flag is going to fly this time by, as out of the final turn, Richard Allen wins at a canter. Absolutely astonishing. It means so much to him. For the last hour, he has made this race look like child's play.
Absolutely incredible driving. Really good. So committed, so fast, just getting through the field and lapping everyone bar Rob Bennett and Tarek Almou.
Absolutely astonishing. Bennett and Almou are 2nd and 3rd. Rob Bennett is going to come through in cruise control mode in 2nd place. A very quiet race in the end for him, but valuable championship points bagged, and he finishes 33 seconds behind Richard Allen. That is unbelievable. That is half a sec. Well, that's more than half a second a lap he lost to Richard Allen over the course of that race. Almou in 3rd place, an amazing fight back for him to be 3rd. Holliday in 4th from Vince Cogswell, a stunning drive from him in 5th. 6th for Pritchard, 7th for Walker. There might be a few choice words between those two later. Anthony Unit, Richard Newton and Damien Holmes rounding out the top 10 ahead of Martin, Hayes, Lindley and Rochelle. Hughes, Ford, a very disappointing end to the race for Sienko, Pertak and Whitney, and Pritchard bringing it home regardless. Darren Holliday rocking the Suicide Squad look, by the way. Very, very good. And yeah, a fantastic performance today as well. Very much held on in front of Richard Newton for the entirety of the race. And you weren't satisfied with the win in the Super Heavies. You wanted a piece of all the action.
I wanted the outright podium today. I think it was the closest I was ever going to get. And there was a time when I thought I just might get it. And those last 10 laps I got, Tarek was ahead. And I just absolutely threw everything at trying to catch him. And it just wasn't going to happen. So and then right just at the death, Richard lapped me, and that took my last lap away. I thought I'd get another chance and get a shot at it, but then that was that, game over.
2 more rounds to go on the Daytona tracks, so it could be a very interesting end to the season.
It could be. I don't like Milton Keynes. It's my least favourite circuit, so I might not even do that. So, Milton Keynes is the finest circuit.
He loves Milton Keynes circuits.
Wonderful, absolutely fantastic in every way. But I've never been to Sandown, so we'll find out about that.
Fantastic. Really looking forward to seeing you at the end of the season, mate. Good job.
Thank you very much.
Right, let's go to our top 3 overall. Tarek Almou. Tarek, now we were slating you at the start because you were being a bit of a roadblock, but it turned out to be exactly the right decision to hang on to that 3rd place because you made light work of it once you were ahead.
Yeah, I had to fight a lot this race. I didn't qualify well, and somehow I got into plenty of fights. All I can say, I was not lonely, that's for sure. And yeah, I had to fight it through all the way. And the more we went in the race, the more I found pace. And yeah, at the moment I could be allowed not to defend and take my normal line. Then I could pick up position and come back. So it was a good race, but brilliant fight.
And because Alex and Dean had their squad, well, that's now giving you a bit more points in the terms of the championship for the last 2 rounds of the championship to go.
Yeah, I think it's looking good. So we're fighting for 2nd, and let's see how it goes in the last 2 races.
Fantastic, Tarek. Amazing performance. Well done, buddy.
Thank you.
Right, 2nd position, Rob Bennett. It is the highest finish you've had all season, a couple of times now, but so close to that victory and that pesky Richard.
Well, so close, I don't know, 33 seconds, not very close, but yeah, I think Richard's just different class this year, so yeah, pleased with 2nd. wasn't expecting it. I qualified third, which is unusual for me. I've had a few good results here before, so yeah, really pleased. Second was good. Just it was quite a event-free race, which is unusual. So.
And the last 2 rounds of the championship, of course, are going to be in cooler, colder conditions. Threat of rain for both of them. Is that possibly where you might be able to gain an advantage on him?
I think so. I mean, I would have thought the championship's done now. I'm not really thinking about that, but yeah, I don't think it's mathematically possible. But if it is, I'll give it a go. And yeah, I like the wet, so we'll see.
Fantastic. Good job today, Rob. Well done. So the man who's made everybody look childish out there, it has to be said. I mean, let's be fair, mate. You're not really eligible for these heavies anymore. I mean, clearly, you weigh at least £3.50 out there to be able to go 33 seconds ahead.
I'm a good 6 kilo heavier than everybody else as well.
You must be.
I am. No, it was a great weekend. As of yesterday testing, I just loved the track. It just suits my driving style. Found a perfect line. And yeah, in the race, the final result today was a win.
Well, if you have a very good off-season, you could lose a few more pounds and get into the Inters, win that next year, and then do even more and do the lights at this sort of speed.
I don't know about losing a few pounds. I drink too much, unfortunately. But, yeah, no, it was a great race. Enjoyed myself. And I was gunning to overlap third. But
you really wanted to lap them all, didn't you?
Another 5 minutes, I reckon I would have done it, but no, wicked.
Fantastic. Amazing drive. Absolutely sensational. Well done, buddy.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, that is... I'm really starting to run out of superlatives for that particular drive, AJ.
I mean, yeah, we saw it in the Inters with Trundley. We've seen it now in the heavies. Are we going to see it in the lights? I hope not, because I really want a close race. I mean, there was a close race further back, but, you know, with the first lead, I mean, how do you lap nearly the entire field? Just that. And as Rob Bennett said, he doesn't think it's mathematically possible to win the championship. So it sounds like I've got some maths to do, and I'm really bad at maths.
Well, while we've handled the maths, you can see the championship standings on your screen, of course. DaytonaMax.co.uk, or call the number below if you want to get on the grid for the last 2 rounds of the championship at Milton Keynes and Sandown Park, and maybe you might just be good enough to knock the dominant force off the top spot.